Hello, Louise Ellen here from Louise Ellen Nutrition. I hope you are having a wonderful day so far. I know I am. It is very hot in Darwin at the moment, and yes, I know you always hear me complaining about how hot it is because it's this time of year where we're moving into the wet season, so we get lots of build up. It gets really hot and sweaty, but regardless, I still love it here. I was just sitting out the back with my cat Rami, my little beautiful soul of a cat, and yeah, we're just chilling, and you can just feel the breeze and the birds singing, and yeah, it's a bit warm, but there's just this energy about this place that I just cannot explain it. So if you've been here, I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. Anyway, so today I want to talk about how to quickly resolve bloating. I've had quite a few clients talking about bloating lately, and I know I've done a video on this in the past, but I just wanted to touch on it again. And just talk about a little test you can do and some quick things that you can do to resolve it so that bloating can be no longer. So in terms of some signs of bloating, you'll know when you're feeling bloated. You might eat a meal and then you'll find that your stomach might bloat up, causes you to feel uncomfortable in your clothes. It can cause burping, belching, excess wind, pain as well. And sometimes you might find that just at the start of the day, your stomach is normal, is fine, and then at the end of the day, you find that it's quite getting quite swollen. So they're all signs of bloating. And some of the causes, in terms of what causes bloating, is not chewing your food properly. So not to say that in a strange way, like you're not chewing your food, but more so we lead a very busy lifestyle. I know I do. I'm sure you do as well. And it's so easy just to sit in front of your computer or to be distracted while you're eating, and we don't even realize sometimes that you might be wolfing down the food and going, oh my God, did I even chew that? And so when you quickly wolf down food, it puts pressure on the stomach to break that food down. And then when it goes into the intestines, the stomach has a hard time trying to absorb the nutrition out of the food that you've just eaten, because it's in larger globules type thing rather than into smaller particles. Or should I say large particles? Anyway, so chewing your food thoroughly is big, and is one of the causes of bloating. Another one is drinking while eating food. So if you find that you're eating a meal and then you're like, oh, I'm thirsty, and you have a big guzzle of water and you keep on eating, and then at the end of the meal you're like, oh gosh, I feel so bloated, and you just get all that pain and yucky stuff happening. The reason for that is you've got digestive juices in your stomach, and you have a perfect amount to be able to break down the food that comes in. So if you then add a whole heap of water to that, you've diluted those digestive juices, and their effects are weaker. So they can only mildly break down some of the food, mostly protein. And then it goes into the intestines, and then it's not breaking down and absorbing properly, and that's where we can get wind and all sorts of stuff. So I suppose a quick tip in terms of because if you find that you are super thirsty when you're eating, it can be due to not drinking water throughout the day. So you might find that the dehydration could be an issue for you as well. So try and drink water throughout the day so that when you do have a meal, you're not desperately thirsty. And sometimes when we are feeling desperately thirsty, that really thirsty feeling, hungry, that real hungry feeling, and it just feels like, oh my God, I'm starving. Sometimes that's your body telling you, I'm actually thirsty. So not that you actually need food. So it's quite interesting how the body works. There's a few little differences. It's that whole there's so many other things I could say, but I'll just be going off track. So drinking while eating is best to be avoided. And another reason that can cause bloating, or another thing that can cause bloating, is having low digestive juices. So if you've had a diet of, it could be if you've had a lot of saturated fat or sugar, or been eating big meals, things like that, that can cause your digestive juices to get a little bit out of whack. And so if your digestive systems, your digestive, I can't even get the words out today. I think because it's so hot, I'm like, oh my God. Bear with me. I have some good tips for you. If you have low digestive juices, this can cause issues with breaking down that food. So yeah. And so I wanted to share with you 5 quick ways that you can fix this, simple things that you can do. So first one is chewing your food thoroughly. So chewing for 30 to 40 seconds or until that food is pretty much liquefied. That will your stomach will thank you for that. You've taken the pressure off the stomach, and then your intestines are all happy because they can just absorb the nutrients rather than trying to absorb this big piece of particle food. Another tip is to not drink while eating. So it's best to have, if you're going to have a big guzzle of water, have it 15 minutes before a meal. And then if you're really thirsty while you're eating, just have a few sips and then allow your body 30 minutes to an hour before actually having a big glass of water. So that just gives your stomach enough time to be able to start to break down the food in your stomach, which is mostly protein. So that really will take the pressure off and stop the bloating there. Now, if you've got low digestive juices, there's a really quick, it's not quick, it sort of is quick, but there's a really great test that you can do with beetroot. So if you have, say, a quarter of a cup of, or a third of a cup of roast beetroot or raw beetroot, and you eat that, and then when you go to the bathroom next, either to go to, to pee or to have a bowel movement, if you notice there's a bit of redness in your urine, or if you notice there's a bit of redness in your stool, then that's a sign that you've got low digestive juices. So there's a really easy way to fix this as well. So all these things that you can do with nutrition, it's really fascinating. So first thing is having a teaspoon of apple cider vinegar in water before your main meals. So from, say, your lunch and your dinner. So that will help to build that up for you, build that digestive juices up back to being to where it needs to be. And then also having a squeeze of, say, half of a lemon in a glass of water in the morning, whether or not it's in warm tea or whether or not it's in cold water. But that also helps with getting your digestion good and healthy as well. So yeah, there's some tips for you to be able to help you with bloating. So I hope that was helpful. You don't need to put up with bloating. I know sometimes we feel like when things happen, there's nothing we can do about it, but there certainly is, and you've just got those tips right there. So cool. And look, if you would like to learn more in terms of the bigger picture of digestion, not just about bloating, but how the body works and functions and all the principles around nutrition to be able to really help you resolve much more than just bloating. We can look at weight loss, how to increase energy, all those things. I highly recommend checking out the Empowered Healthy Habits online course. So if you'd like to find out more information, click on the link and check it out. All right, well look, I hope you have a wonderful afternoon or morning whenever you're reading this, and I will talk to you later. See you later. Bye.